This is Tom from Suburban Hell Tapes. I'm out here with Deer Pond, and we're doing this for Utopian Voids, of course. How's it going, guys?
It's going good. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. It's a little chilly, but we got T out here. T from CK.
Shout out CK.
Big shout out CK. Big shout out Calvin, my man.
Thanks, Calvin.
So yeah, can you guys tell us your names and where you're from?
My name's Hendrix. I play drums, and I'm from LA.
My name is Zach. I play guitar. I'm from Claremont, but live in Chino.
And I'm Dana. I play bass, and I'm from Laverne, but now live in Chino Hills.
So you guys just put out a track, like I think this was like maybe yesterday or 2 days ago on the LA Fire Relief Comp.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Like that's really cool.
My brother, who's also from LA, he lives in New York now, but he is seeing all the fire stuff happen, and so he's feeling really homesick and really heartfelt for all of his friends and people who are being affected by the fire. So he felt really helpless out there, and he wanted to do something. So he wanted to put together a little compilation with like people that he knows out in New York, and he hit us up too to put a demo on so that he could raise some funds for people that are being affected. And so we decided to put a song on there. We did a song called Under the Lemon Tree. It's one of our favorite songs, so we hope that would go well with everything else. And so now he's raised about like $800 right now. So
that's awesome.
He's doing really fantastic. Shout out to Nick.
Shout out Nick. That's a great purpose for putting music out, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And something else I saw you guys did recently, like I think it was like last year, but you guys did a couple of shows at MeowMeowz in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Can you talk about MeowMeowz? Because that's such an awesome store.
I really, really liked MeowMeowz.
MeowMeowz was so cool, dude. You know, they have like this really like contained stage like right towards the back, so you're like central facing and towards the front. I don't remember how we got that show though.
Like with a lot of our shows, like people kind of just hit us up, and we're always down to play. So they hit us up to play MeowMeowz, and I forgot who we played with first, but we had two shows at MeowMeowz, like you were saying, and I know we played with Mechanical Grandma. Yeah, we played with Ujat and Low Sweep. We met our friends Low Sweep there. It was a
shout out Low Sweep.
Shout out Low Sweep. And it was really small. It was really fun. The owner was so nice. I actually still have a MeowMeowz sticker on my amp because
cool.
she gave us some stickers.
Sadly, they don't let you wear the merchandise when you're performing. But, you know, business was popping. It was great.
Yeah, it's an awesome store. If you guys haven't been to MeowMeowz in Pasadena, please check it out. Really cool local spot. Yeah, so do you guys have any plans for like future releases? Like, are you working on an album right now?
Yes, so recording right now is our top priority. We are actually scheduled to record next weekend with our friend Tristan over at East Lake Studios. That's going to be a really...
Shout out East Lake Studios. It's a small business out in Lake Elsinore. Go check them out.
Absolutely. That's our boy Tristan over there. We are just trying to put together some stuff for an actual release right now. We're just trying to find out how we want to sound in a recording right now too.
It's both our biggest goal and biggest obstacle. I think we're all as recording typically goes, people are picky, and all of us are very picky, and like we're trying to dial in our sound. So hopefully something soon, you know, be on the lookout.
Absolutely. We're also kind of all a little bit newer to the recording aspects of it as well.
How would you describe the sound you guys going for?
I like to say that like the kind of music that we make, I like to say grog, just because it's a little grungy and it's a little prog also. Like, you know, we like a lot of just like dynamic drums. He's kind of a powerhouse on the drums, and you know, not to talk for you, but you know, big fan of Tool. So like,
dude, favorite band is Tool. Danny Carey's the man, but I really love like the church gospel scene from LA, like the Bay Area too. A lot of those guys, Larnell. I'm gonna list a few names like Ronald Bruner, like Larnell Lewis, Lerone Skeeter. Oh my God, if you're seeing this somehow, please say hi to me. And like Eric Moore, all of my favorite drummers, man. They're all incredible. So
yeah, and so we like to say that because we like to go really heavy, also like very grungy. We also like to keep it very light and pretty as well, so that way we can, you know, just have like a wide range of sound, do whatever we want.
On the topic of like putting together an album, is it like a full length or EP, or like what are you guys going for?
Well, at this point, we've written enough songs in our like 2-ish years of playing together. We probably have enough for 2 full albums at this point, but you know, just to get a full release out, maybe an EP to start out, maybe like a 6-track or longer. But we'll see what happens, you know, whatever makes sense in the studio, whatever makes sense in our ears, you know. as a final product. In our hearts.
In our hearts.
Yeah, listen to your heart. Any aspirations for like physical release, like tapes, vinyl, anything, CDs?
I'm a big fan of cassettes, so I would definitely be down to
yeah.
go a tape release of some kind. We've made we put out like a little demo reel kind of on YouTube, but we've kind of made a couple cassettes of those just for ourselves, and it's been really great to have those tapes, and like they sound really great on tape, so we feel like that is like the proper medium for us.
The YouTube video that you dropped is kind of like a demo. It's like, I think I was looking at that today. It's like 25 minutes or something, 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's about like 6 songs or so.
And so you guys said you did like a few tapes for those too?
Yeah, so we made a couple of those because again, like we love tapes.
At home with a Tascam recorder from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So we also even recorded some of those songs on tape, and then just like transfer them. We have also even like dabbled with just like thinking about like, okay, like do we want to record entirely onto tape? Is that like the kind of sound that we want to? And again, like the hardships with that is just that, it's just like kind of like a one take and then like, all right, that's kind of what you get. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of also the beauty of it also.
Yeah, sometimes that adds to the beauty, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It captures the live sound. It captures what we can actually bring, realistically without studio magic.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm all about the raw and authentic at-home recording, because then when you hear the band live, it's like that's what they sound like,
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So how did you guys come up with the name Deer Pond? Like, that's a pretty cool name.
Here, I'll give this one.
I play drums, but I play a little bit of like guitar and bass as well. And a really long time ago, I got into this like rabbit hole of like classical guitars, like the history of them and stuff. And I was watching this video on YouTube of this guy talking about it, and so I was inspired, and I made my own like kind of just some riffage, and then I called that little riff Deer Pond. And then really in the early beginning, when all of us were like kind of coming together, getting to know each other, we were like, okay, well, this is clearly something we're sticking to. It's like a project we're all a part of, and like, oh, what should we name it? We bounced on so many names for a while. That honestly took a long time for us to come up with just one name. And we were pocket ref for a quick second because one of our friends had something called a pocket reference book, which is
it's like a little encyclopedia that has like a bunch of just like random information in it, like that, like you wouldn't probably need in your day to day, but it's just like it has everything.
Mohs hardness scale. Yeah, you need to know about different kind of trains.
It'll happen.
Oh,
like that.
Yeah.
And Deer Pond was like an early name when it was just me and Zach when we were jamming. At first, we wrote like 2 songs called Eclipse and Emergence. And if you go to the Deer Pond SoundCloud, there's someone following called Vacancy. That's me, and I put those out. Just the 2 songs we recorded, and then we bounced for a while, and eventually we just settled back to Deer Pond, and that's what we are now.
sometimes you just come back to what you already got,
Yeah, exactly. It just fit right, and like we're like, all right, well, we gotta pick one and stick with it, and then it'll like if it doesn't feel fully right immediately, we'll grow into it. Yeah. I definitely feel like we've grown into it.
Oh,
what you doing? Okay.
You know what I got on?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Let's see if I'm gonna suffer for this because it's freezing out here.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's a nice shirt, man. I like that.
Oh,
Nice
thank you.
design.
That is Zach's design.
And then
I drew this, and Dana printed it at her college.
Yeah, peep the shirt. They got awesome shirt designs. You guys should buy their shirt. And there's the train. Any thoughts on putting music on YouTube or like self-releasing music on YouTube? Because I've been seeing a lot more bands doing that. I'm also a big fan of that myself. I always find a lot of good underground or indie stuff on YouTube.
Absolutely. I mean, aside from the nostalgia, the sheer nostalgia of looking for new music on the recommended tab, because I'm sure we all have a history of that. It's kind of nice to not have to use a label. You can upload anything you want. You have to physically pay money to have your music on Spotify, which, we do what we got to do. But I think YouTube's kind of the new old frontier.
And I found a lot of music on YouTube just by watching music videos. That's kind of how I discovered listening to music in general. So YouTube has a huge soft spot for me. And I found a lot of stuff from him who's recommended me on YouTube.
I was just going to say, I think releasing music on YouTube is a really great avenue for up and coming bands too, because it's not everybody has the
Just restart that song. It's leaving.
Should I give it a sec? Yeah, I think releasing music on YouTube has become more of a thing because it's, not everybody has the privilege of being able to.
There's another one coming in the other direction.
Not everybody.
We'll never know.
Not everybody. You know what? I think that's a sign from the universe. I may not be allowed to speak here.
I think Spotify is canceling you guys
Yeah,
right now. We're talking too much on YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube is the way to go if you don't want to pay for Spotify. That's what I'll say. And
You heard it here.
YouTube has a lot of really great things because, people record keep bands from the 90s. And, what's really cool is you'll find amazing, beautiful underground bands that, some dad found in his attic. And he's like, oh, let me put this on YouTube. And, shout out to just a couple channels, Simon B and K1D. Great stuff on there.
I know all about Simon B. That's a great channel. Yeah, Simon B is legit. Yeah, YouTube Core is where it's at. I feel like half the music that I've listened to, for most of my life is just I found it on YouTube and recommended tab.
Absolutely.
Anything you guys want to talk about, what you're working on right now or anything coming up for you guys?
Well, the three of us each have solo projects. Mine is called Eidolon. You can find me on SoundCloud at EIDELON. It's a very different sound. It's kind of taped out. It sounds like listening to your grandma's radio on a rainy day. Kind of spooky. But I also want to shout out Super Monkey Ball too on the GameCube because that's like a ritual for our band. And I think, it's not on shelves anymore, but if you can grab a copy of that game and play it, it'll bring you closer to your friends creatively than you'll ever know otherwise. So
Yeah, Super Monkey Ball too. That's kind of just the number one thing. Spirit of the band.
Just to bring back solo projects, I have a solo project called Vacancy. It's on SoundCloud. I have just a couple things out there, but I think we're all working on creating more stuff. Mr. Zach right here has quite a few solo projects, all very cool. Please give those a listen too.
Got a show coming up on the 31st at Old Town Pub. Oh, and February 8th. I'm blanking right now. I'm
Yahweh.
so sorry.
Yahweh.
Wish You Were Here coffee.
That's the joke.
Oh, is the coffee, please?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like coffee shop during the day, and then they have it's like a bar at night. It's actually an awesome spot. So
I'm super down for
Yeah.
that. I'm so excited for it.
yeah, right down there, downtown Pomona, great scene, especially on the weekends. It's really popping there. So yeah, it's awesome. This has been Tom from Suburban Hell Tapes out here for Utopian Voids, here with Deer Pond.
Deer Pond.
Thanks, guys.
Did someone get that train a microphone? This guy's got some stuff to say.
Back to you.
Thanks for watching.